Hi everybody, it's Claire. This is just going to be a very short, well shortish tutorial on advanced blending. I posted this lovely page from Johanna Basford's Ivy and the Inky Butterfly last week. They are, I think by my count, 59 daisies, all of which I challenged myself to do a new Prismacolour palette for. And you guys have been very kind and said that you really like it, and would I be able to do a tutorial on blending colours which aren't from the same family. So for instance, this one here has been really popular. A lot of you guys have asked for these colours, and you can see it's a kind of a mix between pink and green, and clearly the green and the pink aren't in the same colour family. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how I like to blend families that don't match in the colour palette. So let me just move these out the way. So we're actually going to be doing these colours today, so I thought because this one's been really popular, I'd show you how to do this one. And then this one here, I've got the colours out ready for this one because it goes from very dark to very light. So I thought that one was quite a good example as well. So let me just move my book out the way, and you can see I've got my practice book underneath. You can see it's my practice book because this is the one that I made the pastel pencils tutorial with. And this daisy down here. So let's get started. I think what I might do is just quickly give you a reminder of how I do basic blending. So I've got the 3 pinks out from my watermelon coloured flower, and these are in the same family. So just quickly to remind you how I like to blend with Prismacolour pencils, and I've got Process Red, Hot Pink and Deco Pink. So I'm just going to pick this little flower here, and let me just actually zoom in a tiny bit for you. Okay, so what I tend to do is I've got the darkest of my 3 pinks, and I'm going to put the dark in the middle. I'm just going to lightly, and I'm barely touching the page, just lightly give myself a little blend line there, and then behind the blend line I press on a lot harder. Dead simple. Then I take the mid colour, which is my hot pink. Again, very gently, very lightly draw myself out a little blend line. Everything behind the blend line gets a firmer hand, as well as over the light touch of the dark colour. And then we just go back to the dark colour and gently go over the blend line, like that. Lightest colour, Deco Pink, firm hand over the top, and then over the blend line of the mid pink. And it's that easy. And then again, if you wanted to, you can go back to the mid pink and just gently go over that blend line so that you've got a really nice seamless finish. So that's how I do basic blending with Prismacolour pencils. When you're moving between families of colours, so I've also got my apple green and my spring green. When you're moving between families of colours, you need to be a little bit more careful, and this is what this tutorial is for. So again, I'm going to start with, and I'm going to pick a little bit more of a bigger daisy, because clearly I've got 5 colours now in my hand instead of 3. So, well, let's pick this one because this is the one that I did the original watercolour melon shades on. So again, we do this exactly the same thing up to the Deco Pink, and then I'll show you what we do. Now, just bear in mind I've got 5 pencils, so I kind of want to break this petal up into 5 areas. So roughly I'm going to take 1/5 of that area, light touch, firmer behind, hot pink, light touch, firmer behind. Just quickly go back. Now then, Deco Pink. When I'm marking out this line here, I'm going to barely touch the paper, and we didn't have much pressure on the one that we did before, but this time I'm hardly going to touch the paper. In fact, you may not be able to see it very well on the video because I'm pressing that lightly. And then behind that blend line, I'm still going to press lightly, but a tiny bit harder. So what I'm doing is building up blend lines. And only then do I press on firmly on this very end bit of the light colour. So what you've got is a stretch of the lightest Deco Pink in very, very light touches because you're going to be blending it into green. Spring green. So again, I'm just going to mark myself out a little blend line, and then again, instead of pressing firmly, what we want to do is we want to kind of scumble in gently over that deco pink, so over the really, really light lines, over the really light gradients, just press lightly, and then in between can get a little bit firmer. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to the deco pink, and now we can press on quite a lot more firmly. And you can see there that because we took a lot more care with blend lines and did 2/3 blend lines instead of just one, you can actually blend between colours, families of colours. And it's not as easy, but it's not rocket science. And then we finish off with the apple green. Like that. And that's quite an easy one to do because it's the same. Clearly it's a green, the same as the spring green. So let me quickly repeat that for you, because you can see, I think, yeah, that works really well. Let me zoom in a little bit more. And then we'll go into the darker colours. So let's just repeat that. Process red, normal blend line, firmer behind, hot pink, normal blend line, firmer behind, deco pink, okay, very, very, very light touch. Behind it, again, a light touch, slightly firmer. Then we can go over the hot pink, like that. Okay, spring green, normal blend line, and then we gently scumble in over the very light layers of that deco pink. And then this bit in between can get a little bit firmer of a hand. Okay, back to the deco pink. A little bit more firmly. Bob's your uncle. Okay, apple green, as I say, an easy blend because it's very close to the spring green. Done. Easy. Now then, let's have a look at the four colours, the other four colours that I've got out. So I've got dark umber, I've got a very short raspberry, I've got a blush pink, and I've got a cream. And again, these are all Prismacolour pencils. Okay, now this one I'm going to handle slightly differently, and I'll tell you why when we get to the cream colour. So, which is the best one for me to demonstrate this on? I think if I demonstrate it on this one again, just pull it down into the middle slightly. Okay, so I've got 4 pencils in my hand now, so I'm going to divide this petal up into 4, roughly 4. So we're going to go dark umber, raspberry, blush pink, and then cream on the outer edge. So, normal blend line, firmer behind, raspberry, very, very gentle blend line, very gentle, because we're going to jump from this burgundy colour, almost kind of a mahogany burgundy colour, to a very pastel-y colour pink. So very gently with this raspberry. And then again behind it, gently, but a slightly firmer. And then behind that, we can go firmly over this dark umber. And because the raspberry and the dark umber are kind of both warm colours, you can see that although they're not directly related, one's a red and one's a brown, they blend quite nicely together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go to my pink, I'm going to go to my cream. And I'm going to gently, gently, because the cream's on the outside, I'm going to go from here to the end of the petal. Gently, gently scumble in a little blend line here in the cream. Gently, gently, very gently. And then behind it, to the edge, can get a firmer touch. Now what we're going to do is, We're going to take the pink, and because there's such a leap between this and this, sometimes it's easier to actually do the last colour on the outside and then blend with one of your mid colours. So we can just go gently, 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 gently over this very light touch cream here, and then we can pull down with a firm hand into that raspberry colour. Gently, gently as you get towards the cream. If I just brush that off for you, so you can see we've gone from extremely dark to extremely light with 4 colours, but it's still blended. And as I say, the technique is literally just to take care with big colour jumps. So the same principle with blending, same technique that I use for normal blending, but a graduated kind of almost strata of light touch. So let's do that again. Dark umber, normal blend line, about a quarter of the way up because I've got 4 pencils, firmer behind. Raspberry, gently, 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 gently. Again, gently behind it in a little band, but slightly firmer. And then behind this, we can press in a firm hand and go into that lovely dark umber colour. Reminds me a little bit of Neapolitan ice cream, these colours. But then everything reminds me of ice cream. Cream, start from the edge. Gently, 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 just scumble in a band of cream. And then behind it and up to the edge of that petal can be in a firm hand. Okay, blush pink, gently, gently, gently over that light touch cream. And then with a firm hand behind that and over the light touch of the raspberry. Okay, and then you can just go back to your heart's content. And just gently scumble over these blend lines till you think you've got a really nice blend. Okay, so like I say, it's not difficult. You just need to take more care. It will certainly take you longer, I think, if you do it properly. But it's really worth it in the end. I hope that's helped. Thank you very much for all the feedback on those on that Daisy page. It was great to read all of your wonderful positive comments, and I shall speak to you soon. Bye, guys.